Halle Berry pulls out of transgender movie role. Hollywood actress Halle Berry has pulled the plug on plans to take up the role of playing a transgender character in an upcoming film following online backlash. The online backlash started after Halle Berry revealed in an Instagram live video her plans for the character. She said, and I'm quoting, "It is a character where the woman is a trans character, so she's a woman that transitioned into a man. She's a character in a project I love that I might be doing." She added that she wanted to take a deep dive into that world, which is likely referring to the trans community. Following that revelation, the transgender community is not pleased. They have said that the actress even misgendered the character multiple times during the Instagram live, and that members from the transgender community should be allowed to play transgender roles. Reacting to the backlash, Halle Berry issued an apology via Twitter, where she wrote about stepping down from the planned role. She wrote, and I'm quoting, "Over the weekend, I had the opportunity to discuss my consideration of an upcoming role as a transgender man. And I would like to apologize for those remarks. As a cisgender woman, I now understand that I should not have considered this role and that the transgender community should undeniably have the opportunity to tell their own stories." She added, "I am grateful for the guidance and the critical conversation over the past few days and will continue to listen, educate, and learn from this mistake. I vow to be an ally in using my voice to promote better representation on screen, both in front and behind the camera."
Okay.
My reaction to this is just... So you know how you say an actor is an actor?
Yeah, talk about
it
playing
doesn't
a
have
role.
anything to do with, you know, your community or anything. I'm playing a character, and it's like maybe what we just talked about, Okogan saying, "Oh, why would you pick someone else to play my character? I want to do this by myself."
Maybe an actor who has wrestled
Do you
before.
understand? Do you have any transgender actor that would kill that role as much as she would do?
And that's
Justice
and I'm
Spirit?
glad you said that, Eric, because that was going to be my question. No, the OJ, the question isn't are there transgender actors? There's Laverne Cox, for example.
Yes. Yeah.
But the question is,
Would they be able to
that
do
I
justice?
believe as the person casting, as the casting director, that I believe would kill that role. If it is Halle Berry, I think would kill that role.
Things like this,
because at the end of the day, there are more cisgender actors than there are transgender ones.
Exactly.
situations like this, when you know you have a script that is going this direction, you put out the notice out there, and trust me, you audition people, and you definitely get somebody that can play character.
I genuinely feel this conversation is beyond acting. I mean, you have seen people who, especially in animations, the family guy, a white guy who was playing the role of a black guy, had to step down from it because it's like, you know what, let the blacks play the blacks, let the transgenders play the transgenders. It's really more than acting. I think it's way beyond Halle Berry for this one. It's where the conversation is at right now in society. People are saying we want to represent ourselves, we want our stories to be heard. There's a lot of inclusion in movies nowadays, not just for the transgender community, but for the LGBTQ in general. So I think that's what it is, and I don't think it's about having.
So I agree, and I think it's a bit tougher because we've talked about two things here. We've talked about race, and then we've talked about sexuality, which I think, even though there's marginalization with both situations, I think it's slightly different because you have a lot of black actors when you consider white, like you have a lot of black actors, but when you consider actors that have even come out and admitted that they're in that community, you have people who aren't. So when you look at the ratio, there are still way more people who are cisgender versus trans. So we're not there yet, but I mean, maybe with more things like this, maybe they'll get there.
She misrepresented them, so maybe that.
There was also that. That is also a big part of the conversation. If you're playing us, be ready to
go
all the way.
Yeah, so that's my thing. So when I saw this reaction, I'm like, wait. First of all, I think rather than bash her and come for her the way they did,
she's prepping herself.
Do you understand? What they would do is show support, and she will learn from them. She might even be the one to tell the story that we don't even know. But you say you don't want that. However, I'm going to applaud her because
for stepping down.
That statement was very articulate and very mature, and you know that's like major kudos to you.
Be willing to learn, relearn, and be open to
changes.
Love that.